Hi, welcome to Being Beta, where today I'm going to be unboxing, assembling and reviewing a bike home storage tent stroke mini shed thing for my motorbike. Okay, so this is the bike home itself. As I was explaining in the intro, this is one of the ones that opens like concertinas to cover the bike and then packs away. It's just due to space limitations that I have. It's from feelgooduk.net and I ordered it off of eBay for about £150. So as well as the stuff that comes in the box itself, here's some kit and equipment that you'll need. Safety first, I've got some safety goggles and hearing protection. I've then got the hammer drill itself, which will be really handy going into concrete. It'll be much better than using a hand drill. I've got a 8mm, which is to make the pilot holes, and then a 10mm, which will be for the ground anchor bolts themselves. I've then got a spanner and a ratchet with the 10mm socket on, so the socket is useful for getting the ground anchor in, the bolt in as far as I can, and then this will be for fine tuning. For the drill bits themselves, I've got some tape here, just a little top tip. You can mark off using tape on your drill bit the depth that you need to go to so you don't overshoot or undershoot. I've then got permanent pen, that's to mark where I initially want that pilot hole. Once I made the pilot hole, I use the stamp then. I'm going to make the pilot hole a little bit bigger. And then I've got my hammer just to hammer down the ground anchor bolts into the ground itself. A brush just to brush away any brick dust. Okay, so the bike home took about 4 days via courier from eBay itself. Haven't opened a box. It comes all in this canvas bag here, which is going to be really helpful if I decide to collapse it and move it elsewhere, if I move home, etc. I got the cover, that's all in good order, no nicks, no tears or anything. I got the instructions here. Looks relatively straightforward, together with the anchor bolts. That had its own little canvas bag, which is quite a nice touch. And I've checked all the kit is here as well, and seems, yeah, good build quality. So I've just encountered my first disappointment. You can see on the diagram here, the kit should have come with these washers. So it's only a relatively minor issue, but I had to go and source some washers. They're going to sit against the nut, and then the bolt comes through for the uprights. So all I've done now, I've put the extenders on, and then put this piece A. And then on the upright itself, it sits inside the frame. The bolt comes in from the outside, through the washer and through the nut, and then all you're going to need then is a Phillips screwdriver, and I've got an 8mm spanner just to tighten those up. Once I've done that on the bottom and the top of this upright, I'll then repeat it over on the other side as well. So the first thing I've done is just make sure I've got it the right way round. Luckily the individual pieces are all marked as well with these little stickers, and using the instructions, D1 it's going to face down this way, so I'm going to be driving the bike in this way. So D1 faces this way, and then D7's at the rear, and then this piece B links the rear. And then I've just had to orientate the poles like so, because it's having a tendency at this stage, because there's no structural integrity at this stage, to rock forwards or backwards and flip these base plates. Because what I want to do is get it all established, then mark out exactly where I want the bike home to be, and then I can bolt it to the floor from there. So next thing to do is to get one of these pieces. This is part A, and now I'm just going to link D1 on each side, and then I've got my footprint. Okay, so where I've differed slightly from the instructions now, having read the reviews and checked on forums, everyone has said put the cover on first before you completely establish the frame, and you can see why. It's quite taut already, but I've still got enough slack because it's not pinching against these at the moment. The only thing to be mindful of when you're putting the canvas on itself, if you haven't put the A pieces in place already, it's just don't catch the canvas on these as you slot it over. So I came in from the side, fed through, a velcroed underneath, and now I've just started feeding it through. Next thing I'll do then is pop this next A piece across here, and then again feed it through. Okay, super glad I did it the way I did with the cover, because I had plenty of slack to pull up and over the bars each time. Once the material was over the bars, I then went round and velcroed round here. The only sort of odd thing I couldn't quite figure it out was just here the Velcro comes under the plate, so presumably I'm going to have to drill through the canvas itself to fix this in place. So I wasn't quite sure what was going on there, but other than that, yeah, just fed it round right the way through the bottom. Once I had it fed through the bottom all the way to the base, then basically I got inside and then I just matched up the bars with these Velcro tabs here, like so. Recommend doing this on a cool day because it gets pretty hot in here quite quickly. Now once with that done, obviously you can see how it's going to work. I do need to bolt this in place, and then once it's in place it'll be a bit structurally a bit better. But yeah, essentially drive the bike in and then it collapses like so. Obviously it's popping up at the back at the moment because I need to bolt that down, and then I can get it nice and taut around all the sides. And the only top tip, make sure when you're putting the canvas on that the wheel faces the entrance, if you like, of the bike home itself, just to make sure you got it right way around. Okay, so now the process of bolting the frame down to the concrete itself. It does come supplied with some ground anchor bolts. So all I've done in this instance is I've drilled with a little 8mm pilot hole through here into the floor. I was then able to get a permanent pen and mark that position with the little dent in the concrete. I then got my stamp and my hole punch with my hammer and stamped on the floor, just tapping that in, and then I switched to my 10mm. But if you can get hold of a 9mm masonry bit, it will make life a little bit more snug for the ground anchor bolt itself. I then have tapped this down so that the screw is protruding. I'll now move the actual frame over here, push it up through the hole that I've made in the canvas, and then the final thing to do is put my washer, this little clip here, and the bolt on, and then I can use my spanner, or in this case I've got my ratchet with a, where is it, 10mm socket on, and I can tighten that down. And then I'm just going to repeat that process over in this corner there as well, and then fix down the 4 points here on each of these plates, and then these are supplied as well, which sit behind that upright, so if needs be I'll pop those in as well. Again, just to follow the same process. So there we go, all finished. I'm really happy with the security once I've attached the frame down into the ground anchor bolts, and you can see the actual process itself. You just fold this up, ride the bike in, lock it down as you would normally, and then this just folds back out again, like so, and then you just got a nice bit of protection from the elements. So yeah, really happy. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to help other beaters out there too. Take care.